4 haunted movie sets. Unless you're made of stone, watching horror movies will certainly send anyone screaming their lungs out in terror. But when the credits roll, you'll be dusting yourself off and calling it a day. You know for sure that everything horrifying on screen is nothing but staged. But what if you learn later that there are actually some strange paranormal activities that took place during the filming of some of your favorite horror movies? Or that there were some real disturbing occurrences, tragic at most, that actually happened while the cameras are rolling on set? Will you be raising that skeptic eyebrow, or will you finally be feeling the chills running up and down your spine? In this video, we'll reveal 4 infamous haunted movie sets and their stories that will definitely spook you out for real. Number 4. The Amityville Horror. You must have already seen or at least heard of the Amityville Horror, both the 1979 original and its 2005 remake. Both sets of the film were hounded with paranormal stories that were quite inexplicable and purely terrifying. In one instance, Ryan Reynolds said that he and other members of the cast and crew would be awakened at exactly 3:15 in the morning. This happened throughout the duration of the shoot. Coincidentally, this was the hour that the real Butch DeFeo Jr. murdered his entire family. Meanwhile, Reynolds' 1979 counterpart, James Brolin, also claimed to have been haunted by unseen forces even before he accepted the role of George Lutz. Ed and Lorraine Warren, the first few paranormal investigators who looked into the controversial Amityville haunting, also had their share of the unpleasant experiences. During their investigation on the infamous Amityville house, they took multiple pictures of the scene, and one stood out: a picture of a boy with glowing white eyes. Even inside their own home, the Warrens were hounded with horrifying moments, such as doors opening themselves or heavy footsteps being heard walking along the hallway. And in case you're wondering, the real Amityville house in New York is in itself haunted, making it one of the most eerie places that you can actually visit in America. Number 3. The Omen. A horror 1970s classic by Richard Donner, The Omen tells the story of an orphaned child who was adopted by a wealthy family. The kind-hearted couple soon realized that the kid they now call their own is no ordinary, and that he happens to be the Antichrist incarnate. Long before the shooting for The Omen began, spooky things occurred both to the cast and crew of the film. These strings of incidents were so weird that it was hard to wrap logic around it. For instance, lead actor Gregory Peck as Robert Thorne, scriptwriter David Seltzer, and producer Mace Newfield were on 3 separate planes heading towards different filming locations. The planes were struck by lightning, and it all happened on the same day. The production crew had also chartered a plane, wherein they planned to get some aerial shots from, but they had to make some last-minute changes due to conflicts of schedule and canceled the flight. Later on, that very same plane crashed down, killing everyone on board. Meanwhile, the hotel from which Newfield was supposed to stay was bombed by terrorists. Film designer Liz Moore and special effects coordinator John Richardson were killed in a car accident after filming. It's weird that they were traveling towards a place called Omen, a place in Netherlands. There's still quite a few strange incidents that occurred, but you surely get the idea. The film was cursed to the bone. Number 2. The Wizard of Oz. An unexpected entry to the list, the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz was deemed to be one of the most important movies of all time.
If you please, I am Dorothy.
Its fame also extends to the curse that brought tragedies to the lives of those people involved in the movie. According to reports, the film was hounded with tragedy before, during, and after its shooting. For one, an actor who was supposed to play the Tin Man was rushed to the hospital in critical condition due to an allergic reaction to the aluminum powder used to make the character's skin silver. The Wicked Witch actress, Margaret Hamilton, was almost burned alive when the pyrotechnics used to portray her spells misfired. More tragedies followed after the shoot. Cast members Clara Blandick and Judy Garland had both committed suicide. Even Frank Morgan died mysteriously later in his sleep. And number 1, The Exorcist.
Why you?
You surely would have guessed this title for the top of the list. The Exorcist, a film loosely based on true events, tells the tragic tale of Regan McNeil, a young girl possessed by the devil and her family's struggle to bring her back to God's side. Aside from the critical acclaims it garnered, the film was also made famous for the staggering death counts connected to it. For starters, 2 crew members died during production for unknown reasons. Family members of the cast also passed away in similar fashion. Before its theatrical release, a few collaborators have also died due to diseases and complications. As if these weren't enough, the curse was passed on to the audiences who first saw the film in cinemas. According to accounts, a lot of moviegoers were intensely frightened with the movie that some of them fainted. One individual collapsed and broke his jaw. You might have also heard about the fire that engulfed the movie set. Everything was burnt down except Regan's bedroom. Linda Blair, who played the possessed character, also suffered severe mental breakdowns during and after the film. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.